blood brother can refer to one of two things: a male related by future birth, or two or more men not related by birth who have sworn loyalty to each other. This is in modern times usually done in a ceremony, known as a blood oath, where having each person make a small cut, usually on a finger, hand or the forearm, and then the two cuts are pressed together and bound, the idea being that each person's blood now flows in the other participant's veins. In modern times, some gangs have also been rumored to make blood pacts. The process usually provides a participant with a heightened symbolic sense of attachment with another participant. Cultures Scandinavia A Rvaroddr saga contains a notable account of blood brotherhood. The Norwegian warrior Rvaroddr felt a desire to test his fighting skills with the renowned Swedish warrior Hjalmar. Thus Rvaroddr sailed to Sweden with 5 ships and met Hjalmar, who had 15 ships. Hjalmar could not accept such an uneven balance of strength and sent away 10 of his own ships so that the forces would be even. The two warriors fought for 2 days with a lot of bloodletting and poetry, but it was a draw. Finally, they realized that they were equals and decided to become sworn brothers by letting their blood flow onto a strand of turf raised by a spear. Then, the strand of turf was put back during oaths and incantations. In the mythology of Northern Europe, Gunther and Harparagrafni became the blood brothers of Sigurd when he married their sister Gudrun. In Wagner's Ring Cycle, the same occurs between Gunther and Wagner's version of Sigurd, Siegfried, which is marked by the blood brotherhood leitmotif. Additionally, it is briefly stated in Lokasenna that Odin and Loki were once blood brothers. Scythia Among the Scythians, the Covenanters would allow their blood to drip into a cup. The blood was subsequently mixed with wine and drunk by both participants. Every man was limited to having at most 3 blood brotherhoods at any time, lest his loyalties be distrusted. As a consequence, blood brotherhood was highly sought after and often preceded by a lengthy period of affiliation and friendship. 4th century BC depictions of 2 Scythian warriors drinking from a single drinking horn have been associated with the Scythian oath of blood brotherhood. The Hungarian Harduks had a similar ceremony, though the wine was often replaced with milk so that the blood would be more visible. East Asia In Asian cultures, the act and ceremony of becoming blood brothers is generally seen as a tribal relationship, that is, to bring about alliance between tribes. It was practiced for this reason most notably among the Mongols and early Chinese. Americas There is some evidence that Native Americans did it to bring about alliance between tribes. Southeastern Europe Blood brothers among larger groups were common in ancient southeastern Europe where, for example, whole companies of soldiers would become one family through the ceremony. It was perhaps most prevalent in the Balkans during the Ottoman era, as it helped the oppressed people to fight the enemy more effectively. Blood brotherhoods were common in what is today Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Greece, Montenegro, Serbia, Republic of Macedonia. Christianity also recognized sworn brotherhood in a ceremony. The tradition of intertwining arms and drinking wine is also believed to be a representation of becoming blood brothers. Caucasus Blood brotherhood, highly ritualized and subjected to a strong code, was a common practice in the Caucasus, especially among the mountaineers. Some relics of this tradition survive to this day. Famous blood brothers, Odin and Loki, Liu Bei, Guan Yu and Zhang Fei. In the historical novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms by Liu Guanzhong, these 3 men swore in their famous oath of the Peach Garden that despite not being born on the same day, their sworn brotherhood would end with them dying on the same day. Histories only mention that the 3 men were close like brothers. Yiza I Ko and Toril. Yiza I Ko was Genghis Khan's father. Toril is better known by his Chinese name Wang Khan. Temur I Jin and Jamukha were childhood friends and blood brothers, although Jamukha later betrayed Temur I Jin, and was executed at the order of Temur I Jin. 2 Norman knights who took part in the conquest of Britain in 1066, Robert Dudley and Roger Grey, were well known as blood brothers. It was said that they had agreed beforehand to share the profits of this adventure. They both survived Hastings and were granted lands in Oxfordshire and elsewhere, then worked together on various projects such as Wallingford Castle. In the Chinese tale Journey to the West, Sun Wukong became blood brothers with Naomo Wang, but later on, this brother relationship was forgotten because of a conflict that occurred involving the bull demon Sun that caused other problems for Wukong. Lost Boy Aiden and Lost Boy Andy. In Serbian epic poetry, there are several blood brotherhoods. Malo Obilia with Milan Toplica and Ivan Kosana Ia, Malo Obilia with Prince Marko, Malo Obilia with the Jugurvia brothers. In the musical Blood Brothers, Michael Johnston and Edward Leon are blood brothers and stand by each other. They don't realize until the day they die that they are twins. In the film Makaibo and Me, the two main characters become blood brothers. The characters Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow within the G.I. Joe franchise are portrayed as blood brothers as they shared the same master. Despite the fact that they are now in fact enemies. Comedians, entertainers and lifelong friends Rit and Link have made reference to being blood brothers numerous times throughout their internet videos. Samoan professional wrestler High Chief Peter Maivia was considered a blood brother of Amichio Inouye, the father of the fellow professional wrestlers Afar and Psycho Inouye, who are better known as the Wild Samoans. Thus the Inouye family regard the Maivia line from him on forward as an extension of their own clan. References